What's up, you guys? This is Adam Gillespie with Rant and Sweaty Cabs coming at you with yet another video. And in this one, I'll be covering something that I heard a little bit ago, but I never read the full article. And it bothers me so much. I know this isn't my typical YouTube video for this channel, but since this is a entertainment individual, I figured what I would do is I would respond to his ridiculous allegations that so-called Christians are bringing the mass shootings onto people. So here we go. Texas native Jamie Foxx joined the chorus of voices wondering how something like the school massacre in Uvalde could happen in the United States of America. The comedian, who himself has recently involved in subbing a man who attacked Dave Chappelle on stage, posted 16 Uvalde victims' photos and wrote, "Little angels, my heart goes out to your families. Never thought I'd live in a society, a Christian society, where they would let little children die over and over and still not change any laws. If the people in this country are leaders and so-called Christians, if they are going to heaven, I'll pass. The devil is busy." So, first of all, Jamie Foxx, you know nothing about how the world works in regards to defensive individuals. You also probably neglected the fact that the police were resisting parents from rushing indoors, breaking the doors down, and trying to save their kids. The police were actively keeping people who were trying to help outside. And then they waited for hours as the shooting continued for them to wait for a key to open the front glass door and then run inside and stop the shooter. All the while, the shooter was just killing more and more people inside, just more and more people inside, just shooting. You know what would have stopped this shooter? A good guy with a gun. I know you're going to get upset. There are some Democrats and some liberals who might see this video are going to go, "Well, you don't think that's accurate, right? No, you can't rely on the good guy with a gun." Here's something you need to learn. I think it's anywhere between 19 to 25,000 people a year wind up getting shot and killed by firearms, or at least there's firearms, and I'm talking rifles exclusively. Or no, that's total. I don't remember exactly the statistic, but I do know that anywhere between 500,000 and 3 million people a year on average are protected and defended by uses of firearms. That's pistols and rifles. Just brandishing a firearm is often enough. The extent that a person has to go to protect themselves from an attacker. So your whole theory that a good guy with a gun won't stop anything? Bullcrap. Bullcrap. What do you call cops, huh? What do you call cops who stop shootings? Oh, but they're not good guys with guns, are they? Because all cops are bad, according to leftist ideology. See, this is ridiculous. This is the garbage thought process that these leftists have to have. They have to both say that all cops are evil, but they're the only ones who have the firearms. And not only that, but if there is a mass shooting because criminals aren't going to follow the law, then that means that clearly means that the cops, even though they're evil, will just stop the bad guy. They'll just be there immediately and stop the bad guy. No more mass shootings will happen. When if you look at every single mass shooting that has ever occurred, it has always occurred in places where firearms are prohibited. In the weakest places possible. Think about it like this. If you're fighting someone in medieval times with a sword, you're not going to aim for the armor because that's the places where they're protected. You're going to aim for the fleshy spots, the spots where there's no protection. Think about it like this. You don't tend to punch a wall, you tend to punch a punching bag. Think about it like this. You don't tend to punch through a brick wall, you tend to punch through a drywall wall. You tend to go for the weaker spots so that you can tear down the weakest parts and make the structure less integrally sound by attacking the parts that are the weakest first. That's exactly what these mass shooters do, is they go to the places where they know that the gun laws have restricted anyone from having a firearm on the premises, and they attack with all the glee in the world because they know that nobody's going to stop them. But if you had someone there who actually had a firearm, who saw what was going on, and that person wasn't a complete chicken crap idiotic individual who didn't know how to respond, he would be able to pull his firearm out and defend himself and the other people there. It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. And the idiotic nature of leftists and politicians and entertainment individuals who just want to virtue signal and talk about how they're right because they think that all criminals will automatically obey the laws if we just take away guns. No, that's garbage. We're not, if you look at America, we're not even the worst place in the world where there's mass shootings. We're like number 7th on that list or something along the lines of that. I don't have the statistics in front of me, but it's ridiculous to suggest that America is the worst place for mass shootings when places in China or in Middle Eastern Asia have mass shootings on the regular. But they don't talk about that. But you know why there's mass shootings over there and no one can stop it? It's because they don't have any protection of their own. In Canada, there was a guy who killed 23 people with a firearm because that guy knew that he could kill that many people and no one could stop him. He was considered a serial killer and the police did nothing for months as this guy just went around and killed anybody he wished. 23 individuals lost their lives because they were not allowed to own a firearm in Canada. That's stupid. That many people should not die because one person has an upper hand, okay? Everyone should be armed with a firearm or at least taught how to use one. And we should reinstill the thought process in a person's mind that numbers outrank the amount of bullets that there are in a gun. You know, there might be 19 bullets or 20 bullets or 25 bullets in a pistol, but if you rush towards that person, at the most, 25 people will get shot, and not all of them will die. Not all of them would get hurt. You rush that guy in that room, you send every last ounce of mad power you have at that person, and that guy is not going to come out. Even if you don't have a gun. We need to reinstill the vigor in people's hearts and minds to defend their own lives no matter the cost and defend the lives of others no matter the cost when there is a situation that is evil and is occurring in front of them. But the police in Uvalde did nothing. And guess who stopped the shooting? A good guy with a gun. Not even one of the police officers there. A so-called evil border patrol officer, an ICE officer, borrowed a gun from a friend, ran down to the school and stopped the shooter. At least that's my knowledge of what happened. I may have that wrong. If I do, correct me. But this is no time to say that we need to take away guns from people who could use them to defend themselves. Instead, more people should have them in order to defend the weakest among us. And the weakest among us are children. People who have no ability to defend themselves against an active shooter. Defend the weakest by giving firearms to those who can protect them. If you don't want a firearm, great. Acknowledge the fact that you're going to live life constantly in fear because there's someone out there who has the ability to take you out with a single pull of the finger. But if you have the ability to equalize that opportunity where you can do the same to them, guess what? There's a lot less mass shootings and a lot less people trying to use firearms to kill each other. Because there's a fear that keeps people in check. That, oh, if I go into this place and I start shooting up everything, 19 people will pull out a firearm and shoot me all at the same time. And I'll be instantly killed. That's what should be going through the head of a mass shooter. Not, hey, wait, is it illegal for me to own a gun? Ooh, who cares? I'm a criminal anyways. See, people like Jamie Foxx, they don't seem to think logically about this. They don't understand that basic concept of being able to defend others with as much blanketing and as much defense as they possibly can. They automatically assume that if they just get rid of the guns, the criminals will obviously have to adhere to the thought process that, oh, now it's illegal, so I can't use this. When they're mass murderers on the regular anyways. They've already convinced themselves that they're going to take a firearm and go shoot many people. You know, I don't think that banning firearms is going to stop them from committing a crime. And you know what happened? Well, you know what's funny is that there are more bladed weapons that kill people than there are guns. It's ridiculous. These people know nothing about the actual statistics. These people know nothing about the actual use of firearms. These people know nothing about what actually matters. They're just going to repeat the same garbage talking points. They're just going to keep using as many tragedies as they can to inflict as much pain on the American people as they possibly can. And when they have finally weakened the American people to the point where no one has any more firearms or the ability to protect themselves, they will finally take over. This is not conspiratorial. This is happening right in front of our eyes. And I know this is probably going to get taken down because I'm saying some pretty controversial things. And if it doesn't, then great. That's the grace of God. But it is ridiculous. It needs to end. We need to finally stand up and say, no, you're not taking away firearms from us. You're not going to make us defenseless against people who would otherwise take advantage of the weak. It's very simple. and get as much as you can to defend yourself as good as possible. That'll cut it for this video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the Uvalde shooting. I know this is different from my typical YouTube video, but I felt the need to cover it. And I hope that you guys understood exactly what I was saying. And I tried not to yell because I didn't want to overload the microphone on my computer. But in any case, if it didn't come across as urgent as it should, know that I meant it with all sincerity. Also, hit that bell notification icon and make sure to subscribe so that you'll be alerted to every video I upload. And make sure to follow me over on Rant and Patreon. I'll leave links in the description below. I'm sorry, follow me over on Rumble and Patreon. I'll be leaving links in the description below. In any case, though, I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.